Alright, we're going to do a quick little walkthrough of this economy build, we're going to call this. This van came to me. The owner had people partially convert it, and he brought it to me to repair on a very, very tight budget. And we actually had to expand that budget to fix a bunch of the stuff that was wrong with it. The electrical was a complete mess. The insulation that was put in the van was the wrong type of insulation, and the plastic panels that were put in there were causing some issues. So we repaired all that. We took all the plastic panels out, got rid of them. Found out that the max air fan was not installed properly. There was a 1/2 inch gap between the fan and the mounting ring on one side. The screws were all wrong. So we repaired all of that, put it back like it should be. Now everything's in working order. So he attempted to copy one of my builds with the air conditioner in a back wall. Rapidly decided that he didn't like that design, so I took his air conditioner and mounted it here in the back window. I'll give you a side profile of that. And then he provided a backup camera up here. It's just a little cheap, kind of a knockoff deal. Unfortunately, there was no paperwork with it, which made it a little difficult to hook up, but we got it figured out and working. So we added him some upper cabinets, and like I said, this is an economy build. Even after doing all the repairs and fixing everything, you know, it still took a lot of man hours to get this thing where it needed to be. He had these batteries. They're 2 or 3 year old sealed lead acid, and it's got 200 watts, two 100 watt energy panels on the top. We reused as much of his existing cables as we could to try to save. Also reused his 1,000 watt inverter. You know, it's not a inverter charger, but you know, I think he's got a 650 watt microwave. That's the biggest thing he has in here, and a 12 volt TV. He did have a Renogy 20 MPPT charge controller, so we hooked that up. And since this isn't since this is a economy build, and the build was so tight on price, this is his transfer. So basically right now that's on inverter power, and then if he gets to shore power, he can put this over here. Now it's on shore power, and the air conditioner can run off of shore power. The air conditioner will not run off the 2 batteries that he has in the 1,000 watt inverter. And then he had a bunch of random fuses, breakers, breaker boxes, or fuse boxes. So we utilize as much of that stuff as possible to get everything. This is a new mattress he provided in a box. It's not the greatest mattress, but it's not too bad. And then, like I said, we reused this existing max air fan. He had a couple of these lights up here that were new, and then the microwave. We were going to try to use a sink setup that he had wanted as far as the water pump, but it didn't work with the jugs that he had, so we decided to go a different route. He had someone around his local town there install his swivel seat Unfortunately, it had to be repaired as well. They had it mounted upside down, and when they tightened it down, it did bend a little bit of the mounting plate and it wouldn't spin around, so we had to remove all that and fix it. We did add him a step here over top of the dreaded soft spot, and then this handle here was on that wall you've seen at the beginning of the video in the back. So, you know, we're trying to reuse as much stuff as possible. On this bench setup here, we did upholster these cushions with some gray vinyl that I had around the shop. The foam material in there is some that he had from his previous setup before. So we cut it up and used it for the cushions, and it sets very well. And then there's the vent for to get that hot air out for the refrigerator. This isn't the refrigerator that he's going to be using all the time. This is what he had for right now. It does work quite well, but there is room for an expansion in here. Alright, we also have room for his set for curve little porta potty down in here out of the way, and you know, that way when the seat cushions are on there, it's hidden, you don't even know anything is in here. So let me put this back together and we'll continue on. Okay, as we step up in here, this centerpiece of the table, he liked the layout of it. I'm not sure where he got it, and it was a pretty piece. Unfortunately, it was veneer on top of particle board that was separating, so I had to build a base for it and build a nice frame for it in order to be able to put the lagoon mount on the bottom of it. And it has several layers of epoxy on there, and I'm not sure if you can see how thick that epoxy is. It's about 3/8 of an inch in order to level everything out and get it to looking nice. He did provide the lagoon table arm and a single mount, and I had an extra mount here in the shop, so I put it over here. That way he can utilize this table over top of the bed. This is where he originally had the TV mounted. He said he liked that location so he could swing it outside the door and watch TV outside if need be. And then back here, this is his control for his inverter, and then that's the light switch for the two overhead lights, and you can shut them off independently as well. And then of course we reused the factory dome light, and we covered this because they used the wrong insulation in the walls. We end up spraying over that with spray foam, so it kind of sealed everything and added some more insulation to the walls, because it would have taken an enormous amount of effort to straighten up and correct everything, clean everything to start over. So we opted to seal everything in with the spray foam, because they used the wrong spray foam in the walls, in the beams. They used like great stuff, and it actually ended up kind of blowing some of the body work and stuff out on it, and it put some pretty good creases in it. So then we end up covering all the walls with Luan, studding it up, and that way I had a good mounting point here for the overhead cabinets. They're nice, big, deep cabinets. You got the little push button latches on all three doors, and we just went with a simple shelf design on this side. It gives him plenty of storage. And then as we get over to the kitchen area here, These were two cheap Walmart, or no, sorry, not Walmart, like Home Depot cabinets, particle board. I had to do quite a bit of repair to them to get them in good working shape, because they were pretty much falling apart. He had these baby latches on here, which work. You can tell he's still got quite a bit of stuff in the cabinets. So that's the way we just kind of left that as is, because there's really not a decent way, with it being particle board, to keep the drawers from coming open. I did put a plywood countertop on it with a good coat of stain, and I think there's 3 layers of polyurethane on it. We went with an old sink that I had out of my house truck that I tore down, and put that in there. It's a nice little setup. And because the pump design didn't work out, I got this little electric pump, and it's not as loud as it picks up on video. And then we also went with under cabinet dimmable lights, 2 of them, along with a regular 110 plug there. This is his little microwave. It's just a little cheap commercial chef style. I think it's a 650 watt, nothing fancy. He said he didn't need anything real fancy. And then, you know, a nice little closet area so you can hang up some clothes, and he's got 3 nice big deep drawers down here. It's full extension, soft close. And then, you know, he's got a room here he can hang something if he wanted to. All in all, it's a decent build. So, you know, as always, if you need help with your project, or a partial build, full build, solar install, whatever, feel free to contact me at through email at redscustomdesign@outlook.com, or you can follow me on all my social media, Instagram and Facebook, under Reds Custom Design. And of course, here on YouTube, you know, it's always nice if you subscribe and click that like button, and make sure you hit the little bell notification so you get all the videos. Thank you.